Welcome back to Ecocentric Friends. Woe is me, I don't do heat very well. But, forecast to be 28 degrees Celsius again today, last of August. This is a task that is better done sooner rather than later. Of course, you have to wait till you're done picking raspberries. The weather did cool down some though, and I was getting out first thing in the morning and picking a container full of blueberries every morning. My little seat here, I had to put a piece of plywood on. The milk crate was getting tired of my weight and starting to break down. But get it halfway level on a nice cool morning. I could pick away, and I got it all picked over. Both up by the apple tree, there was a patch up in the forest up right there, and then fairly big patch up on the top hill. I ended up with, I have 26 bottles of blueberries in the house now, plus I ate about 1.5. So that's the berries, about half as many as I got of raspberries. Now, the reason why you want to clean out the old canes of your raspberries, this is summer fruiting raspberries, so you get in, you cut out the whole canes. If this was autumn fruited, you just mow everything down, no problem. But it's summer fruiting, so after the old canes have done fruiting and you've picked the berries, then as soon as possible come in and cut out those old canes. Because you see, here's an old cane right here, brown all the way up, and these are new canes, still green. But you see how they're turning brown on the bottom? Over here, they're getting brown further up. Now, if I wait until, say, the end of September, 1st of October, those new canes will be getting fairly brown, preparing their outer coat for winter. And then, when I'm down low like that, it'd be more difficult for me to tell which is the new cane, which is the old cane. If I do it now, I am much less likely to actually pull up a new cane, or cut off a new cane, I should say. Now, see, I can come in, and I know which ones are older canes. I can cut them all off. Get that stinging nettle out of my way. I have the longer ones here so that I can reach in further. Now this one I'm going to have to pull out through this way because he's leaning way in there. But sometimes you'll be able to pull them down, and I come close to stinging myself there then. Other times you'll have to go around to the top side and pull it out that way. The other thing, of course, is that now you got this tangle. You don't technically need to take it out in one piece. You can start at the top, which is easy enough to see the old canes before they start to lose their leaves. I mean, this is a brand new cane here. And I think cutting your way in like this would be easier, because you're not trying to pull all of these side shoots out through the tangle of bushes. Plus there's stinging nettles here, so I can work my way back and I'll see the stinging nettle before I get to it. Now see, these aspen things, they're really just temporary. They rot so fast. I'll show you what I'm going to do after I get this cleaned out. It gets easier to work your way in, because once you've got the top cut off, then it's much clearer. You just got a few new canes and you can just reach right into it then. Any stinging nettles is there, you pull it out first and then reach right down. The goal is to get them to as close to the ground as possible, but you don't necessarily have to get them right down ground level. That's the part. I'll clean that off. Turn off the camera now. Well, I'll bring you in first. See, I got a couple smaller pieces in there to get out, and we'll clean this back. I'm going to turn off the camera because I'm getting hot already, but I'm going to work at this, poke at this during the day, and then I'll bring you back and show you the finished product when I get done. That's the pile I got here. I got to send through the chipper, but now I've got all of the top portion of the old canes taken down, and I can reach in and get now those lower ones. As my father once said about black spruce, you got to cut the branches to get at the branches. Basically, that's what I've done. Cut the canes to get at the canes. So I can get down underneath, get out the stinging nettles, get out the rest of the canes, see how much of this grass I can get out. And then I'll run the canes through the chipper and some branches through the chipper, because raspberries like woody material. So I run some some branches through the chipper and put a light mulch down underneath them once I've got it all cleared out. Now, summer bearing raspberries will do this, eh? This is a new cane, one of the first canes that come up, and right on the very tip it sometimes sends up a flush of flowers, and you'll get a small flush of berries in late September. And then next year this same cane will put out side shoots and give you a really big bunch of berries. It's going to rain tonight, they say. They give us a 100% chance of it raining. And these beans, they're all gone completely dry now. The weird thing is, . 'Cause check out the color. So I don't know why they're like that, but I can't say I care either. They're beans, baking beans. In a beautiful pod full. So as I said, they gotta give us a 100% chance of rain, and even if it wasn't raining, I was wanting to put the sprinkler on here today. I was added on the shady plot last night, but I checked the forecast and this was just a couple of hours ago. Now this pod is still a little bit flexible. The beans are still white. It is definitely soldier. But why it doesn't have the clear markings, I don't know. Now the pods that are green I'm not going to take. But if you're watching my videos last year, you'll know that after a while they split. And then I lost a bunch of beans on the ground. I have discovered a few good, 2 or 3 good recipes now that I like. But see, I still have green pods and the peas aren't actually fully developed in that one. When I get to this one here, right, it's completely dried up. Then the beans have gone orange color. So that's interesting. Maybe while I'm sitting here I should just pull up these sorrel and plantain that's growing here as well to eat it. So I'll just lay them back on the ground and let them decompose right there. Except for the grass, I'm not going to leave that there. See, I'll take the ones that are fully ready and I'll lay them out on the screen in the house, and I might get just beautiful white beans out of it instead of the orange ones. Well, they're big beans. See, if I wait till after the rain, these pods that are pretty much completely dry, they'll be all soft. So it's better to take them before the rain. But once again, if the pod is green, here be green at all, I'm leaving it there. It'll be another few days before they're actually really ready. Still got flowers coming, so depending on the weather, you'll see how many more beans actually grow. That was probably due to the heat. Nothing even, not one bean in it, so maybe it wasn't even pollinated, but the pod grew, and that's all I got. These are the black beans, and as you can see, I got some that I can pick. I'll just take a look at them. But what I want to show you, see how the green, there's a line right there. This out here, the sprinkler didn't quite reach. So I am pretty certain that I have as good a harvest as I got because I was using the sprinkler. Now let's open up one of these and see. Yeah. Beautiful pile of peas, see? So once again, like I say, I lay them out on the screen and let them dry. So that's our bean harvest for September the 1st. I wasn't feeling too cheerful this morning, but I did get up early and I got pretty much all of the old canes out. This was the original frame I put up. You see, I put up just a regular 2x6 frame around where I wanted the raspberries to grow, just like I would do with a normal garden bed. And then I put those pieces up, one on the end, one in the center, and one on the other end, and then I put rails across them. But then I quickly found out that the canes grew way taller than they would support, so I needed a taller frame. That's when I put this in, and I used aspen, and everything started to fall apart because the aspen gets soft very fast. The other thing I'm noticing, well, you remember back in the spring I was concerned because it was looking so bare. I think we have a lot more new canes grow up this year than we did last year. But what I'm going to do with that this time to redo the frame, I'll show you. When a forest grows back naturally, there's latecomers to the stand of trees, and they get just enough light to actually germinate and grow, and it races for the canopy. Now there's a couple here, they didn't make it and they're dead, but if they're solid, then no problem. I'll cut these down, I'll bring them into the shed, and I'll turn down the base so they'll fit in those pipes that I have down where I put the aspen in. I'll take out the aspen and I'll turn that base down small enough to fit in the pipe. Cut it off at about 6 feet, and as I go up it gets smaller and smaller, but it's pretty much perfectly straight. There's 3 here this size. There's a fir there that's got some needles on it, but it's dead and don't know it. And even if we go back here, there's one even smaller. So when the harvesting is done, I don't think we're going to get much snow this year anyway. I will come in, collect these, cut them off all the proper length. I can cut them, like I say, for the uprights. Well, it'll be about 7 feet because they have to go so far in the ground. 7 and 8 feet pieces. Bring them down to the shed, process them, and if we still don't have snow, I can set it up, the frame up in the winter. If not, the very first thing in the spring, I'll have everything ready to go. It's going to be very warm out pretty soon. I'm going to have a lot of beets, and some of my carrots are getting full size. Beets and some of my carrots I'm going to process into bottles. So today I'm going to harvest some beets. And you'll see, I was looking at these bull's blood yesterday, and there's some large ones in there. There should be some more large ones of these. And of course, there are large ones of the Cylindra. I have 9 minutes left on my battery, but that should be enough, I think. See, that's a large Cylindra beet. This one with the really big top on him, what's he going to be like? It's a shorter one. Now those are thinned down some more. The rest that are there will grow a lot faster in the next couple of weeks. We've got the growing condition for at least 2 weeks. They're not very large beets, but like I say, they're crowded right in. Nice one. I had to go in and get the other battery, but that's okay. I got the knife and harvesting pail while I was at it. The Detroit Dark Red, of course, they're not going to have anything big. There won't be beets planted in there next year. Chicoya, or however you pronounce that word. Bull's blood. Cylindra. Put them somewhere where you can stand up and chop the tops off. Forgot, I'm left-handed. Don't really need to cut off the roots because you're going to boil them and then peel them, and all of these roots will come off. When you peel them. I'm letting the leaves drop down there because I'm going to give the leaves to the hens. Apparently I did have somebody chew into the root. That's going to make a few bottles of beets. Have to wash them now, of course, before I bring them in the house. Oh, there's a bucket of water right there too. So what I'll do, throw the beets down there. I use this bucket of water, because the tomato plant here has just got regular soil in it and it dries out. Every once in a while I'm having to put extra water in it. This one here, this is where there was another beet growing right here. Now, ready for the pot. So that was 4.3 kilograms, 9.5 pounds, and I basically just thinned them out again. With respect to the raspberry patch, the rest of this now can be left until I don't have anything more pressing, so when the harvest is over and stuff has stopped growing, I can get back and clean the rest of this. But as I said, you're better off getting out the whole canes as soon as possible, because that way it's easier to tell which you're wanting to take out and which ones you're wanting to leave. So thanks for watching my little update here, and hopefully I'll probably have another update next weekend. Now this is oh, there's one more thing I got to show you. That's the autumn butternut squash. Well, the flower from a autumn butternut squash. I pollinated that one this morning. It has a full month to grow, so who knows? I might get a full grown butternut squash out of it. Anyway, once again, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video.